Okay, let's do a topic.
Switch 2?
What do you guys want to hear about? Yeah, is announcing that you're going to have an announcement, but you're not going to announce what you're announcing, is that even newsworthy?
There is
fine.
Just supplier leaks. So, okay,
fine.
Nintendo announced that it will be announcing the successor to the Switch. So we need to discuss what we think it might be called within this fiscal year, which means by the end of March 2025. Oh, fiscal year. Yeah, okay. Nintendo has also said that their June Nintendo Direct will focus on titles for the current console set. Oh, set to come out on the second half of the year. Paper launch, ? The company president recently told investors that it's not including Switch 2 sales in its forecast for the same period, implying the console will launch sometime after the end of March. A recent massive spec leak based on shipping manifests, which is usually a pretty solid one indicator of what it will actually be, indicated that the console features 12 gigs of LPDDR5X memory.
That's pretty aggressive.
On the memory side, yeah. 256 gigs of UFS 3.1 storage and an 8-inch display. The Switch OLED, for example, is 7 inches. And an NVIDIA Tegra 23.9. Same one spotted in many past Switch 2 leaks, which is the slightly sad part for me because some of these leaks for this processor are old.
Yeah, it's Ampere based is my understanding of it, but Ampere's okay. Ampere and my understanding again is that it's not pure Ampere. So I think some of the stuff is newer, like it might have newer AI stuff. So the upscaling on this thing might be awesome.
Pretty good.
And when you consider in Nintendo's typical visual style, upscaling should work really well.
I like skipped 3000 series. Did they have DLSS specifically?
Yeah. Yeah, 2000 series.
Because that's like the future of all the things.
2000 series was when they introduced all the AI stuff and ray tracing stuff.
Got more refined with 3000.
And then 3000 series was when it got usable.
Yeah.
So you wanted to talk about naming for this.
Yeah.
Why?
Because Nintendo's pulled some weird stuff out in the past.
Oh, I see. So is it going to be like
Wii to Wii U? Or there's been some like
NES to Super NES
DS stuff
which
where
was
they had
like
they literally called one of them new.
Yeah, that was weird, dude.
So like they've really pulled some stuff out. So like, is this the new Switch?
Yeah, that's funny. We make fun of Microsoft a lot for their console names.
Way worse.
And well, I don't know about worse, but they're definitely equally bad. Can we agree they're equally bad?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We agree they're equally bad.
The reason why I said way worse is I had flashbacks to Nom of the Wii U launch.
Like some of it's kind of made sense. Like the Game Boy Advance is definitely better than a Game Boy. And it's like kind of Game Boy-like.
Game Boy SP was weird.
Yeah, DS Lite made sense.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Wasn't it actually like a performance jump as well?
I don't remember, but it was lighter.
But it was LITE.
Yeah. You know, light.
Yeah.
Like
I wasn't a huge fan of that one because I thought it was like actually a
3DS made sense.
3DS was pretty good.
DS, but 3D.
3DS was pretty good.
Too Switch, too furious, says Nil Pointer. We could just let chat help us out here. Switch Pro would be interesting. Switch Advance. I'd be down for Switch Advance.
I would also be down with Switch Advance.
It's a Switch, but it's with more Switch than ever before. I'd be into that. Switch Up. I mean, with the whole I
think
Switch Up.
I'm pretty sure I've seen people say Switch Up before.
Switch to Electric Boogaloo. I mean, these are a really good Switch. I mean, okay, I think Float Plane Chat is going to lose their chatting privileges pretty quickly. Who do you think you are, Twitch Chat?
Some people have been saying Super Switch.
Uber Switch. Switch Hitter. Switch HD. I mean, no. Oh, well, yeah, no. Nobody would use HD branding today.
Not anymore.
Yeah, HD branding was like, I don't know, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And people are saying Switch 4K. I don't think this is going to be. Well, it could be a 4K console.
I doubt it.
Well, hold on. If Nintendo, as rumored, has backwards compatibility with Switch games, I see no reason why an Ampere-based GPU with upscaling couldn't run something like Tears of the Kingdom at 4K.
But with the added expense of a 4K screen...
No, it won't have a 4K screen.
Oh.
but it'll be able to do 4K to
output.
an, yeah,
So
4K to an external
you could dock
screen.
it and go to a TV.
And there is absolutely no reason it shouldn't support HDMI 2.0.
That'd be fair enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
I thought you meant on-device 4K.
no,
I don't think that makes any sense.
absolutely no way they would do that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be 1080p on device.
Yeah.
Even,
Switch X?
even that, maybe not.
Switch on? Oh, I hope not.
That'd be awful.
Switch up, I'm okay with. What was the other one that we both liked?
Switch Advance.
Switch Advance is
There's
good.
no way they'll do that. Nintendo, almost to a fault, doesn't look back.
Yeah.
Like they rarely, there is no way they'd be like Super Switch.
One thing
No
that's
way.
interesting to me is it's almost certainly going to look almost exactly the same as the Switch. It'll be slightly bigger, but it's probably going to be more or less the same thing.
Man, if it's more or less the same size, but it has an 8-inch screen in it, that thing's going to be sick.
I've heard rumor that the controller's going to be magnetic.
That'd be kind of cool.
It's interesting.
I'd be into that.
But this is interesting to me because the jump from the GameCube to the Wii U was the Wii was super interesting. And then the Wii to the Wii U was more of an interesting jump than people really realized, with the like whole fifth controller and controller with the screen, all that kind of stuff. And then the Wii U to the Switch was like crazy.
Yeah, and then if this is just like that thing again, but with a bigger screen,
that's like the first time they've
will people be really disappointed?
Really done that.
Remember too, though, hold on, because the Switch took a unique approach to motion controls that maybe the kinds of games that you play don't take advantage of, but there's no way that you could have done what were those cardboard things called where you'd like put the motion controllers on and stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that they would have been able to build a gaming experience like that.
Other than me,
with the
did
Wii U.
anyone care about that?
I mean, I think they sold some.
Okay.
Goldball says they should just get rid of the Switch name altogether. It is awful to search anything about the Switch on the internet, and that is a really good point.
Labo,
Man, the searchability of names is a big problem in insert current year. I need to run. I'll be right back.
Okay. I just looked up the video I did on the Nintendo Labo, and this was a lot more recent than I thought. It just says 5 years ago. But YouTube's weird with dates sometimes. Yeah, this was 2018.
Luke, I just got a message in. Hey, DLL, why does Nintendo consistently keep bringing consoles out that are almost outdated or many gens behind the current gen?
They haven't been hardware pushers in a really long time. When is the last console they released that was actually like hardware competitive?
It's never really been about hardware for them, has it?
No, I think it was a very long time ago.
64.
Yeah. Was GameCube hardware competitive? I don't think so.
I think that was pretty underpowered, honestly.
I thought it was. I don't really remember, but I thought it was.
Yeah,
GameCube was pretty strong. What directly competed against GameCube? Wasn't it Xbox Original?
I think it was Xbox and PS2, if I remember correctly.
GameCube released
PS1? Yeah, it was PS2 and Xbox.
2001. Xbox Original release date? 2001. So they're both the same time. Xbox versus...
Do you think it'll do the same dock thing? Maybe they'll go to like
people are
Home
saying the
Media
GameCube
Center?
was impressive because of how small it was. Like that's not...
Is that cool?
It's not the point I'm trying to make. But it's at the very least from the Wii forward, it has not been about performance. And I know that's only a few console generations, but it's been a long time. The Wii release date was 2006.
Seriously?
There might be people watching this right now that weren't alive.
That's depressing. At risk of TMI, I got my diagnosis back. It's just a UTI, but I definitely have to go pee very suddenly sometimes.
That's okay.
On my antibiotics, and I'm feeling a fair bit better.
At least you're good to go.
Yeah, there was blood involved. So
never a good sign.
Yeah, this was like last week, right before WAN show started. So I was a little stressed during the show.
This is like kind of the best sign of all the bad signs.
Oh yeah, no, I mean the second you start searching for stuff like that, it's like, yeah, you're gonna die.
You're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh jeez.
Yeah. So that's cool.
But yeah, I don't think they care about performance. I think for them, it's been all about experience ever since, especially the Wii. And even before then,
N64, they cared about performance.
Yeah, that's what we were trying to debate on was what was the argument on GameCube? How was the GameCube performance-wise versus PS2 and original Xbox?
I thought it was pretty solid.
The looking up that I did was that it was fairly well competing.
Yeah.
And gained credit because of how small it was.
Yeah, which is cool. Too bad the discs were too small to put big games on it.
Yeah.
So maybe they should have made it bigger and put a proper sized disc reader in it.
And then after the GameCube, they just like actually stopped caring at all about performance. And it was much more about experience and just the games that were on the system and
margins.
Walled gardening
and margins on the hardware.
Yeah.
Well,
while a lot of other consoles were losing money per
I wonder if what they realized was that they were selling so many copies of games that looked like shit for their mobile consoles. So like realistically, is anyone caring about this?
I think also a lot of like especially first party Nintendo games, the art style doesn't demand crazy performance. And a lot of times the ones that struggle in performance, it's like, yeah, they probably could have done better. So I don't know. Does your PC have a handle? Dude, my brother had this. If you don't know what case this is, let me see if I can find it. You're not going to
look for that while I do our sponsor spots.
Oh, I already found it.
Alrighty then.
Oh, you have a video on it. Nice. Let's go.
I think my favorite thing about my laptop is it has a handle.
One your brother has is probably this one.
It might actually be. I'm not sure. I don't remember how he got it.
Because this is old enough that I probably just wanted to get this thing out of our way. And what? Like I'm going to flip it on Craigslist?
You scared your cat.
Like this case would have taken up so much space. It would have been more work to sell on Craigslist than it's probably worth. Because like the price is so high, but people don't. Cases are one of the fastest depreciating computer components you can buy. Like a used case is basically worth half of what it was worth new.
It was either this one or he like won it. I don't think he bought one of these. But at the top there, this case was enormous and it weighed a ton, especially once you filled it with stuff, especially once you filled it with water cooling.
Absolute clown case.
And the top here has these metal bars. They're actually metal. So he had this case and he got a welder friend to weld a crossbar onto those metal bars so that he could just pick it up with one hand because he's just this unit that could do that. And he'd bring it to LANs. It's just enormous computer that would just dwarf everything. So good. I don't know how we got onto the topic of cases, but we did.
So basically it's a giant GameCube. Is that the point you were trying to make?
Oh, right, because people said you don't have handles on your computers. And I was like, well, sometimes we weld them on.